Okay, I'm going to continue my reading here. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a little bit as I move along. Right now, we are reading all about King Saul, first real king of Israel. This is in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 14. This is a long chapter, so I will be dividing it into two separate videos. So let us get into this. Jonathan smites garrison of the Philistines. Saul adjures the people to eat no food until evening. Unaware of the oath, Jonathan eats, and Saul decrees his death. He is rescued by the people. Saul vexes enemies on every hand. Interesting story. Here we go. Now it came to pass upon a day that Jonathan, the son of Saul, said unto the young man that bare his armor, Anyways, come and let us go over to the Philistines' garrison that is on the other side. But he told not his father. And Saul tarried in the uttermost part of Gibeah, under a pomegranate tree which is in Migron. And the people that were with him were about 600 men. And Ahiah, the son of Ahitub, Ichabod's brother, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eli, the Lord's priest in Shiloh, wearing an ephod. And the people knew not that Jonathan was gone. So Jonathan's going to do a sneak attack on a Philistine garrison, but he doesn't tell anybody that he's gone. And this is just shortly after the last chapter where Saul, trying to keep his army together, made a sacrifice that he was not supposed to be making and fell out of favor with God. So here we keep going. Verse 4. And between the passages by which Jonathan sought to go over unto the Philistines' garrison, there was a sharp rock on the one side, and a sharp rock on the other side. And in the name of the one was Bozez, and the name of the other Seneh. The forefront of the one was situate northward over against Michmash, and the other southward over against Gibeah. And Jonathan said to the young man that bare his armor, Come, let us go over unto the garrison of these uncircumcised. It may be that the Lord will work for us, for there is no restraint to the Lord to save by many or by few. And his armor-bearer said unto him, Do all that is in thine heart. Turn thee, behold, I am with thee according to thy heart. Then said Jonathan, Behold, we will pass over unto these men, and we will discover ourselves unto them. If they say thus unto us, Tarry until we come to you, then we will stand still in our place, and will not go up unto them. But if they say thus, Come up unto us, then we will go up, for the Lord hath delivered them into our hand, and this shall be a sign unto us. And both of them discovered themselves unto the garrison of the Philistines. And the Philistines said, Behold, the Hebrews come forth out of the holes where they had hid themselves. And the men of the garrison answered Jonathan and his armor-bearer, and said, Come up to us, and we will shew you a thing. And Jonathan said unto his armor-bearer, Come up after me, for the Lord hath delivered them into the hand of Israel. Okay, let's pause a moment here. Just picture this. Jonathan and his armor-bearer, apparently just the two of them by themselves, are going up against the Philistines. And I like the signs. And well, we're going to go up and we're going to discover, I like that, they're going to discover ourselves to them. In other words, we're going to let them know, we're going to announce ourselves. And if they say they're going to come down and meet us, then we know that we're not supposed to fight them. But if they invite us to come up, then we know that God has delivered them to us. And I like their answer. They don't just say, Come on up. They say, We will shew you a thing. In other words, they're challenging them. They say, Come on up here and we'll show you how somebody fights. That's really what they're saying. This is a challenge. And because they issued the challenge, Jonathan knows, because that was the sign, that God has delivered them into his hands. So here we go. Verse 13. And Jonathan climbed up upon his hands and upon his feet, and his armor-bearer after him. And they fell before Jonathan and his armor-bearer before Jonathan, and his armor-bearer slew after him. And that first slaughter which Jonathan and his armor-bearer made was about 20 men, within as it were an half acre of land, which a yoke of oxen might plow. And there was trembling in the host, in the field, and among all the people, the garrison and the spoilers, they also trembled, and the earth quaked. So it was a very great trembling. And the watchmen of Saul and Gibeah of Benjamin looked, and behold, the multitude melted away, and they went on beating down one another. Then said Saul unto the people that were with him, Number now, and see who is gone from us. And when they had numbered, behold, Jonathan and his armor-bearer were not there. And Saul said to Ahiah, Bring hither the ark of God, for the ark of God was at that time with the children of Israel. Okay, we're not going to read too much. I'm going to read another small section in just a moment, but I like this. In a half hour, the two of them killed 20 Philistines. See, a garrison isn't a full fort. That's one thing we had to understand. A garrison at this time wouldn't have been a big fortress or a city. It's a small outpost. So this garrison, they might have had 50 people in it. That's like max capacity would be about 50. It probably actually had between 20 and 30, and Jonathan and his armor-bearer come up, and they kill 20 of them in a half hour. That's a pretty good fight. And all the rest of the Philistines are terrified of this. They're trembling in fear. It even says they're trembling so much that the earth is shaking. I think that's a little bit of a poetic license there myself, but it could be that God actually caused an earthquake to assist Jonathan. But the Israelites see what's going on at a distance. The Philistine garrison is retreating. They're all scared of what's going on. And Saul says, well, is there anybody missing in the camp? And they find out that Jonathan is. So it's very interesting. I like that. They realize he sees that Jonathan has kind of routed the garrison. But there's also the note here that apparently they had brought the ark of God to Gibeah, where the army is, because this is where the army is with Saul. They only have 600 men, but they also apparently brought the ark of the covenant with them. So let us read here verse 19. And it came to pass, while Saul talked unto the priest, that the noise that was in the host of the Philistines went on and increased. And Saul said unto the priest, Withdraw thine hand. And Saul and all the people that were with him assembled themselves, and they came to the battle. And behold, every man's sword was against his fellow, and there was a very great discomfiture. Moreover, the Hebrews that were with the Philistines before that time, which went up with them into the camp from the country round about, even they also turned to be with the Israelites that were with Saul and Jonathan. Likewise, all the men of Israel which had hid themselves in Mount Ephraim, when they heard that the Philistines fled, even they also followed hard after them in battle. So the Lord saved Israel that day, and the battle passed over unto Bethaven. So here we go. They see this commotion going on, and Saul says, Go get the ark. But then they know that the Philistines are just running. And Saul says, Well, never mind the ark, let's just get going. And his 600 charge in to attack the Philistines. But we have two other groups here, because remember, he originally had 3,000 men, and 2,400 fled into the mountains and hiding in caves and stuff. They were scared of the Philistines. But now they see the Philistines fleeing, and Saul's army is charging. And so they all come out of the mountains. They all come out of the caves. They all come out of the caves, and we got these 3,000 men. But also you'll note that there were Hebrews. Generally speaking, this is referring to the Israelites at this time. The term Hebrew originally just referred to all the descendants of Eber. So this would also include the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Edomites, the Midianites. All these guys are Hebrews. So when it says Hebrews here, it's most likely just the Israelites, but it could also be other people from other groups. But they apparently either had defected over to the Philistines, thinking the Philistines were going to be more likely to win, or they had they were prisoners, slaves of the Philistines. And when the Philistines started to retreat, all these Hebrews that were slaves, prisoners, or defectors, whatever you call it, however, whatever they were, they all turned against the Philistines as well. So now the Philistines are being attacked on all sides. Men are pouring down from the mountains. You have Saul's army coming in. You have the people that are inside the Philistine camp are now turning against them. This is just a complete and utter defeat for the Philistines. We're not told how many are killed, but it is a complete, great discomfiture. I like that. The Philistine army was just put down. One of the greatest victories so far of the Israelites. But we're going to leave that here. We'll finish this chapter in the next video.